So the first thing you may notice when you walk up to a 2014 Ural is there's a mill lamp on the dashboard. This allows you to do basic diagnostics. It's on the right hand side. It tells you when there's a problem with the engine control system.
So for those that don't know, we're talking about a first fuel injected Ural.
This is the first fuel injected Ural for 2014. There are two ECUs on this vehicle, one for each cylinder. They simply replace the carburetor. They bolt on the same as a carburetor would, but you'll notice there's a wire harness on the back side of the connector, or on the back side of the throttle body. Incorporated in this throttle body ECU system is a fuel injector for each cylinder. It is a Bosch injector. A GE temperature sensor is mounted underneath the throttle body, and the electronics designed by ElectroJet are all comprised with this throttle body unit. This throttle body unit uses its individual coils by Delphi mounted underneath the gas tank and a single fuel pump for the entire vehicle. Feedback for the wideband or for the narrowband oxygen sensor is controlled by Delphi sensors, one per each cylinder on the header pipes. Another thing you will notice behind the left side vehicle cover is a diagnostic port. There is a dealer tool that allows you to communicate with the bike when problems arise. A bike coming from the factory will have a standard connector cover as a seal underneath this side cover. It's mounted above the master cylinder reservoir for the rear brake and is very easy to access.
And we also have manual diagnostic code without the dealer tool?
Yes.
And that can be activated by the end user?
Yes. So as Dimitri mentioned, there is a manual diagnostic mode available to a user. If a sensor becomes disconnected or damaged, a mill light will occur on the dash panel of the vehicle. I am simply disconnecting the sensor now to demonstrate this. As you see, the malfunction indicator is lit up on the vehicle. To activate this, the engine must be off, key switch on, and toggle the kill switch 3 times within 2 seconds to start the blink sequence. 1, 2, 3, and a blink code has begun. That was the entire blink sequence for the left cylinder oxygen sensor. It is a 3-digit blink code that flashes. It's very helpful to write this down. You look up in the service or owner's manual what the code is, and it allows diagnostics of a vehicle in the field. To deactivate the blink sequence, once you've fixed the problem on this vehicle, I will reconnect the oxygen sensor. I will disable the the blink sequence, and you see the mill light is now off due to having fixed the connection. The ElectroJet system was designed to have redundancy. 2 ECUs are used, one for each cylinder, and it allows one cylinder to function independent of the other cylinder. Each cylinder has its own oxygen sensor and injection and ignition system. So one throttle body becomes damaged or removed from the vehicle, say an accident in the wilderness or extreme driving, the other cylinder will allow you to limp home out of the woods. Each ECU, as mounted on the throttle body, controls its own cylinder as if it's its own engine. They communicate with each other to synchronize on idle targets and do diagnostic work, but each cylinder is controlled solely by the ECU on that side of the vehicle. The only components they share information from are the crank position sensor, located next to the alternator, and the fuel pump. The wiring is set up so the left ECU controls the fuel pump. There may be an option to go direct battery in future revisions or different changes. Maybe it's a patch cable, but we will set this up so right ECU or left ECU in the left position can run the fuel pump due to the way the harness is designed.
Well, it sounds like you, with the factory, did a phenomenal job on the bike. We're all very, very impressed. The road tests that were done yesterday impressed everybody. If you could just say a word or two on the history of the company, your company.
Okay. ElectroJet and Ural have been working together for several years on these vehicles. We are extremely impressed. When I first saw the production vehicles, because I've been working with the mule vehicle for about 2.5 years now, it's clean, everything's packaged very well. It resembles what a Ural should look like. These vehicles, the fit and finish is phenomenal. Everything's tucked away very well. And we're very happy with Ural and ElectroJet's cooperation, where this vehicle is headed, and hopefully sales continue to flourish. ElectroJet was formed in 2003 by Kyle Schwalst after trying to come up with a reduced sensor set trying to control engines, small engines specifically. Automotive ECUs are too complex, too many components, and designed to run something much more than a single-cylinder engine. With Ural's help, this product will be hopefully in the U.S. market very soon here, and in the customer's hands to get lots of feedback. Dealers have already test ridden these vehicles. Internal employees of MWA have tested these vehicles to several tens of thousands of kilometers and are very impressed with how they've been running. We hope for many millions of miles on these things in the next few years.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.